How's it going, guys? This is the American Foot Channel, and let me tell you something. The 2024 Euros they've been fantastic, to be honest. They've been great. But before I even get into that, guys, don't forget to hit the like button if you've been watching the Euros, and don't forget to subscribe if not only you've been watching them, but if you've been enjoying them. So I'm gonna give you a moment to do that. Okay, let's get started. So yeah, guys, like I mentioned, the Euros, they've been, how the young people like to say, they've been straight fire. Pretty much every match, with a couple exceptions, which I'm gonna get to in a bit. They've all been fantastic. Like I've been pretty critical of the Euros as of late, or at least the last couple editions, because at one point, for those of you who don't know, it was a 16-team tournament, and pretty basic. First and second from the group, they advance, quarterfinals, semifinal, final. That's it, right? But then they expanded it to 24, which kind of makes things a little uneven. So then you had the third place advancing, which, to be honest, I absolutely freaking hate third place advancing. I don't like it. If you're not top two, you don't deserve to advance. I don't care if it was on goal difference, you don't deserve it. So I wasn't a big fan of that. So I did not like that. At that point, more than half the teams advance to that next stage. So I was never a big fan of that. But despite that, I've always watched the Euros regardless. But this edition, even those teams fighting for that third place, those games have been fantastic. I mean, we're only in match day 2, but, well, at least for when I'm recording this, but man, they've been fantastic. Like, there's real dogfights going on. Pretty good football for the most part. I've been really impressed. The Euros, they've been fun, man. I kind of regret not trying to go out there, to be honest. Because I just kind of dismiss them. I'm like, oh, okay, well, more than half the teams go through. And then we know who the real contenders are after the quarterfinals. And let me tell you something. I can't tell you who the real contenders are. There's no clear-cut favorite in this tournament. Even the teams with a lot of talent, they haven't been the best. You had France win on an own goal, and then you had France. I just watched this game not too long ago, just a couple hours ago. Then you had France tie 1-0 with the Netherlands. Like, I heard something about it being the first scoreless tie in 40 games or something in the Euros. So pretty boring game, to be honest, pretty lackluster. But other than that, most of the games have been brilliant, unless you're a team coached by the English Greg Berhalter, Gareth Southgate. Guys, England have been bad, and honestly, they're kind of lucky to have a win. England, I just don't get it, guys. I mean, I know some of their players are kind of overrated. I acknowledge that, but it's not like they don't have the talent. Like, that's a talented team, guys. Like, American fans like myself, I would give God knows what to have Harry Kane in my team, or have a Kyle Walker. But for some reason, things just don't click in England. Like I said, Gareth Southgate is the English Greg Berhalter. Same kind of coach, the kind of player, just a wet noodle of a fucking coach. And England being this bad, it's kind of hilarious, to be honest, because English people are always acting like they're the best things in sliced bread, or at least in football. At least I've met English people that have gone to England. You guys have been pretty lovely, but when it comes to football, they just turn into these Tasmanian devils, just fucking animals. But it's funny to see England struggle, guys. That's the amount of talent they have. I'm not saying they should be stomping on competition, but they just play so fucking poor. If you hit me across the head and I woke up and I was watching the game and I couldn't really tell who was playing, I couldn't tell if the U.S. was playing or England. They play the same fucking way. It's fucking hilarious. But anyways, yeah, they've been terrible. So something's got to change there. I don't know how the hell Greg Southgate still has a job. I don't know how he's held on to that England job for so long. Man, that guy's just awful. But with those exceptions of the England games and that France game I just watched, pretty much everything has been great. Even had that Romania win against Ukraine, that 3-0. It's been fantastic, guys. And just the atmosphere in those stadiums. Obviously I'm not there, I'm watching it from the TV, but the atmosphere is fantastic. Man, I really wish we had that in the upcoming Copa America, which just started yesterday. And we are going to have some good atmospheres. There was one yesterday in the Argentina match in Atlanta, but it's just those Euro, like, all stadiums are packed. Like, they're full with no exceptions. You know, whether it's Ukraine and Romania playing or Albania. Well, Albania's only played Italy to this point, but Albania could be playing, I don't know, whoever, you know, Romania, I guess I'll use Romania again. They'd be packed. Like, every stadium is packed. It's fantastic. And, you know, I know that a lot of it has to do with, like, how easy it is to travel in Europe. If you watch my channel, you know I've been in Europe before, and it's pretty easy to get around. It's pretty easy to travel. Countries aren't that big. You have trains to take you everywhere. You know, flights are relatively cheap to fly to one country. You don't get price gouge for everything like you do here. But it's just, logistically, it's not the same here in this continent. You know, if you're someone from Guatemala and you want to go to the United States for a tournament, or let me use a team that qualified, let's say Costa Rica, it's not that easy. Like, traveling to a different country in this part of the world, it's a little harder unless you're American. It's kind of hard to get, like, even like visas to come in and things like that. The travel's crazy. I mean, just the United States alone, like, if I wanted to fly, let's say, to Atlanta to watch that match yesterday, from California, I'd be spending like at least $400 or $500 round trip, then a hotel, have to buy food, probably pay a stupid amount of money for the ticket because ticket scalpers just could do whatever the hell they want here. Like, there's no punishment for it. You know, resale is a huge thing here in the States. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. So it's kind of a shame when I see in the Euros how nice the atmosphere is, packed stadiums. And like I said, we're going to have that here with some games, not all of them. There's going to be some games that are going to be near empty. I'll guarantee you that. And I hope I'm wrong, but I can guarantee you that that's going to be the case with a couple of games. Not all the games, not even half the games, not even 75% of the games, just a couple of games. That's going to happen, which is not the case here in the Euro so far, and it's not going to be. But yeah, guys, the Euros have been fantastic. Like I said, I've been critical in the past of the Euros because of their expanded format. But no, they've been fantastic. They've been fun. And honestly, like, if you're someone who's just getting to the sport you're watching, this is a pretty damn good introduction. International football is way different from club football, but it's a pretty good level that we're watching here. Honestly, if you're not watching it, you're watching the Euros, you should definitely watch them. I mean, unless you just don't want to watch football at all for some reason, but you should definitely watch them. Stop watching that stupid Acolyte Star Wars show and watch the Euros, guys. They've been fantastic. That's all I wanted to say. Anyways, y'all have a good one and take care, okay?